Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome, everyone, to a really exciting journey of discovery into the digital world. So, today we're unpacking an explainer on something that literally powers the technology you use every single day. We hear the term artificial intelligence or AI all the time, right? But what actually makes it work? Like, what's the secret fuel behind the screen? Well, today we're going to crack that code together. To kick things off, I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine you're incredibly hungry and you want to cook a delicious, healthy meal. So you walk into your kitchen, you open the fridge, you check the pantry, and nothing. There are absolutely no vegetables, no rice, no fruit. The kitchen is entirely empty. You've got 0 ingredients. Can you cook anything? Well, of course not. It's physically impossible.
Now, let's apply this exact same idea to artificial intelligence. AI might be incredibly smart. It might be able to write awesome stories or play video games, but without something called data, it's exactly like that chef standing in an empty kitchen. The chef absolutely needs fresh ingredients to make a meal, and AI needs data to learn, to survive, and to actually do its job.
We throw around big words a lot, but what is data really? Honestly, data is just information. That's the whole shebang. It can be literally anything that helps us understand the world around us. Your name, your age, the marks on your last math exam, the locations saved on your map app, all of those are forms of data. So, simply put, data equals information. Without this information, an AI just can't learn a single thing.
And this information comes in a bunch of different flavors, kind of like our kitchen ingredients. There are basically 5 main types of data you interact with every single day. First up is text data, so like the books you read or the text messages you send. Second is image data. Think of all those hilarious photos of cute cats on the internet. Third is audio data, which is your favorite songs or voice recordings. Fourth is video data, like the clips you're always watching on YouTube. And finally, fifth, we've got numerical data, like your exam scores or the temperature outside. AI uses all of these different ingredients to learn.
But here's a really critical catch. Not all ingredients are fresh, right? And not all data is useful. Think of good data as clear, correct, and complete. If you want to teach an AI to recognize an apple, you show it thousands of crystal clear photos of apples. The AI learns it perfectly. But you got to beware of bad data. This is incorrect, blurry, or just totally outdated information. If you try to teach an AI using super blurry photos where apples look exactly like oranges, the AI model is going to get completely confused. Actually, think about how you learn. Imagine trying to study for your final exam using a totally wrong textbook. Would you score well? Probably not. You'd be completely lost. Well, it turns out machine learning is incredibly similar to human learning. If you feed an AI bad data, it's inevitably going to make bad decisions. The quality of what you put in completely determines the quality of what you get out. Have you ever noticed how YouTube always seems to recommend the exact video you were just thinking about watching? It's not magic, guys. It's data. The app is constantly studying the videos you watch, the ones you skip right past, the topics you search for, and the channels you subscribe to. It takes all of those specific ingredients to predict exactly what you're going to enjoy next.
And we see this everywhere. Take a look at Google Maps. How does it always magically know where the traffic is heavy and find you the absolute fastest route to school or the store? Well, it follows a very logical, step-by-step process using data. First, it checks GPS locations. Second, it tracks the movement of vehicles out there on the road. And third, it calculates the travel speed of those vehicles. By crunching all that numerical and location data together, the AI can instantly suggest the fastest route to avoid a massive traffic jam.
Shopping apps do the exact same thing. Have you ever searched for a pair of sneakers and suddenly literally every app on your smartphone is suggesting similar sneakers? Yeah, we've all been there. These apps are analyzing your personal search history, your past purchases, and your browsing behavior. They're feeding on that data to suggest your favorite products before you even realize you want them.
Now brace yourselves, because here is a truly mind-blowing fact. Modern AI systems aren't just looking at a few text messages or a couple of photos. No way. They are trained using billions of pieces of data. To put that into perspective, some AI models learn from an amount of data that's actually larger than the contents of millions of libraries combined. That massive, almost unimaginable amount of information is exactly why AI is able to answer your questions on so many completely different topics. All right, you have absorbed a lot of fantastic information today, and now it's time to put it to the test. We're going to do a fast-paced, interactive quiz time to test your new knowledge all about smartphone tech and AI data. Get ready, get set, let's see just how much you remember from our journey so far. Here we go. Question 1. What exactly is data?
Is it A, a computer game, B, information, C, a robot, or D, a machine? Think back to our very first definition. Go ahead and lock your answer in your head.
And the correct answer is B, information. Data is simply the information that helps us understand the world around us. If you got that right, fantastic job. You are off to a perfect start.
Let's keep that momentum going. Question 2 asks you to categorize. Which of these is an example of image data? A, a photo of a dog. B, a song. C, a number. Or D, an email. Take a quick second to decide.
The answer, of course, is A, a photo of a dog. Songs are audio, numbers are numerical, and emails are text. Great work categorizing those ingredients. Moving on to question 3, let's see if you remember our core lesson for today. In our explainer, AI is compared to a what? Is it A, a teacher, B, a student, C, a chef, or D, a driver? Got your answer?
The answer is C. AI is the chef. And remember, the chef absolutely needs ingredients, which is the data, to be able to cook up anything useful.
All right, question 4. Which specific type of data helps an AI learn to recognize voices, like when you're speaking to a smart speaker? Is it A, image data, B, numerical data, C, audio data, or D, video data? Make your choice.
If you guessed C, audio data, you absolutely nailed it. Voices and speech are perfect examples of audio data. And finally, here's our ultimate test. Question 5. Is this statement true or false? Bad data can confuse AI. Think about setting from that completely wrong textbook we talked about earlier.
The answer is true. Blurry photos, incorrect numbers, and totally outdated information will completely confuse a learning AI model. Huge congratulations to everyone who played along and passed the test. Amazing job! So, to bring our entire journey together into one super clear takeaway, just remember this quick recap. Data is simply information. Think of data as the raw ingredients, and AI is the master chef just waiting to cook. If you give the chef fresh, high-quality ingredients, they're going to make an amazing meal. If you give them bad ingredients, well, the meal is going to be terrible. And most importantly, without any data at all, the AI simply cannot learn.
You've done an absolutely incredible job grasping these concepts today. But before we wrap up this explainer, I actually want to leave you with a little piece of homework. Now that you truly understand how AI uses data to learn and to help us, I want you to grab a piece of paper and list 3 entirely new ways you could use AI in your own life. Get really creative with it. How could a smart chef with the right ingredients help you with your hobbies, your chores, or your learning? Think about it. If data is the fuel of the future, what kind of world are you going to build with it? Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next explainer.